Previously on Trails through Daybreak 2, the party took out on a quest to find Eddie, who suddenly went missing despite landing a legit job. We learned that rival gangs were hunting down members with Desire in the latter's moment of weakness. Worse yet, the gangsters took a child hostage, but Eddie used a dropkick from behind to save the day. After the gangsters were defeated, Rosalia's bodyguards intimidated the gangsters into giving up, allowing Eddie to return to a normal life. Alright, Trion Tower.
Here I go!
Same date, 11:05.
Oh, so this is Trion Tower.
We'd only ever seen it from a distance. It makes a way bigger impression up close.
Can you believe that me of 5 minutes ago used to think Orcus Tower was the cooler one? Guess I'm gonna have to redo my ranking.
Keep in mind that Crossbell's Orcus Tower serves a very different purpose from Trion Tower. It wouldn't be fair to judge them by the same metrics. Yeah, names aside, Orcus Tower is more of a skyscraper. Trion Tower, on the other hand, is better described as general infrastructure. It acts as a relay transmitter for broadcasting orbital waves throughout Edith. And that's only one of the various roles it fulfills. Managing all of Edith's network comms has probably been the biggest one these last few years. Hold on, something doesn't add up here. Trion Tower was designed by Professor Epstein, right? And that was 50 years ago, just after the orbital revolution. Correct, it was initially built as a clock tower, complete with meteorological instruments. About 20 years later, they installed a radio facility. It took another 2 decades before they implemented support for all manner of orbital communication waves. But the tower's overall shape and frame were basically unchanged. Which implies Professor Epstein saw modern orbital networking coming a whole half-century before it was invented. That's rather far-fetched, though it's a little frightening how I can't actually refute you. Pretty flaky of the guy to leave all these crazy predictions and inventions behind. It's definitely not impossible, though. Did he also make a singularity using the Genesis? Who cares about all that mumbo jumbo anyway? This is a perfect chance to take in all the sights. Come on, what should we hit up first? Do we look like tourists to you? If we're making the rounds, covering the establishments around the mall would be a good start. As far as views go, the most impressive one here can be found on the tower's observation deck. That being the case, what do you say we save the best for last? Now you're talking. Good thing we have a local to give us the inside scoop, huh? Are you sure about this? We're still on the job here. This is the route we'd have to take on our investigation anyway. Besides, there's no harm in mixing business with pleasure a bit on your first day in the capital. I imagine you haven't had much chance to enjoy the city outside your 4 SPGs. Well, if Beastblade had a furred bead, stand for big-hearted. No wonder everyone looks up to you. Yeah, you're almost nothing like Vance said you'd be. And what exactly did Vance said I would be? Crap, open mouth, insert foot. Oh, you know, scary, demanding, the kind of lady we should watch her step around. Hey, why do you go and tell her all that? Because I'm an ally to scorned beauties all over the world. Since when? Well, that's enlightening. I'm sure Ben was only playing it up for laughs. Oh, no need to defend the man. He can do so himself in person. Now then, shall we be off? I'll lead the way. Who knew smiles could be that scary? A main's heart is like a maze of landmines. Better start taking notes, S.
You'll also find the Fern Store, a movie theater, boutiques, and other very...
Hello, welcome to R&M. Well, it's not often that I get the pleasure of hearing such fashionable patrons. Your outfits are all quite striking, not to mention well-balanced color-wise, yet they also seem practical for moving around. Very astute observations. And here I thought you were gonna be some smarmy store clerk, but you're actually pretty darn shrewd. S should take a page out of your book and compliment my outfit. I mean, come on, it's both stylish and sexy. I don't know about that last part. Ugh, meanie, is that how you treat a lady? These two never fail to amuse me. As far as fashion's concerned, it's always a good thing to have a style that's unique to you. We have plenty of commodities that can help bring out the best in your attire, so please have a look around.
Mishy.
So this is the apparel store everyone's raving about. Erg, why's it gotta be so ritzy? I can't take it. We don't have anything like this out in the country. But I'm here in the city now, so where I like it or not, I have to change, and then I'm gonna ask that girl out. The price is reasonable enough, and I don't dislike the design. But doesn't it seem a bit on the sleazy side? I get what you're trying to say, but that's just how trends work. Besides, man, it looks styling on you. What more can you ask for? Don't forget, we've got school festival prep to get to after this. So quit wasting time and pick something already.
Fern store, a movie theater.
How did we end up in here anyway? Whatever happened to Julian? He said he was headed over to the gun shop at the department store in front of the station. But who cares about him? The soundtime is our chance to nab some snazzy threads that'll reel in the chicks.
A range of import and even acerbic tomatoes.
This store was the flagship location for our company's expansion to Calvert. When my team and I rose to that challenge, we opted to abandon our previous approach of durable apparel that's made to last. In their place, we offered clothing consumers could afford to replace in order to keep pace with shifting trends. Adopting that tactic paid off in spades, especially given how susceptible metropolitan areas like these are to short-lived fads. Our plan is to keep up this momentum and continue blazing trails in the world of fashion.
And make a wishy with mishy.
Industry practices like ours are known as fast fashion, by the way. Our item is only going to continue expanding here in the Republic, so stay tuned.
Anything of interest?
They all have different stats to balance them, huh? The wait is over, everyone. Welcome to Trion Mall. Now, if I could have you crane your necks back and direct your attention to the building just ahead. What you're seeing is one of Edith's most iconic landmarks, Trion Tower. My word, so that's the famous Trion Tower. It's even more impressive than the Great Spire. Time to put that new camera we picked up to use. We'll need some pictures to remember to stay by.
Everything from the latest ZCF products.
Maybe I'll sit in on the movie today. The poster design might make a good reference point too. Oh, that probably sounds weird without context. So I'm a freelance advertising designer. Just recently, one of my clients told me my concepts were outdated and lacked personality. So I figured coming to the mall and seeing what's popular might spark some inspiration for my work. So here's hoping something points me in the right direction.
Mishy has finally made his way to Calvert.
We're only here because the theater in Tyrell is closed. Still, look at how cool and fancy this place is. It doesn't have the same old timiness as Esprit, but I wouldn't mind switching between them once in a while. Some of the movie Stardust shows are different too. Maybe we can visit whenever there's one I want to see. If we ever get it to leave anyway, my mom's been in the bathroom forever, same as always.
Visit today.
3-point heat was incredible. And so are you, Shinon. You're practically a walking movie encyclopedia. Actually, this was my first time watching it too. Thanks for inviting me, by the way. Not at all. We're fellow first years striving to liven up the school festival. It's vital that we get to know each other. Next time we should ask Odette and Agnes to come with us. Sure thing. You'll be screening your own student film for the festival, right, Shinon? I can hardly wait to see it. Thanks, I'll do everything I can to make it a hit. Good luck with the bazaar you're playing, too. I love Golden Blood so much I came back to see it over and over again. Eventually, the routine set in, and now I just come to this multiplex out of pure habit. Right now, there are 2 new movies that pique my curiosity. One starring Judith Lannister and the other Nina Fenley. Which one should I start with, though? Choices. Welcome to Stardust Cinema. We operate as a cinema complex. In other words, we're a type of movie theater. We have a wide variety of screens and movies available for viewing. Whether it's a celebrated classic or one of the latest blockbusters, you'll be sure to find it here. Please enjoy yourselves. Free tickets for the Adventures of Rockford, Gold, and Calamity, 600 Mira.
Thank you for your visit.
Trio made their way to the theater, having decided to watch a movie during their work break. The indelible Rita Rockford is an archaeologist and a skilled treasure hunter. Her next quest is to find the golden staff of Sala, a relic that has caused disastrous calamities in the bygone days. She travels to ruins in the far reaches of the continent, where she meets and rescues an indigenous girl, Asha. Her kidnappers are after the golden staff, and they require her blood to retrieve it. Rita and Asha band together and infiltrate the depths of the ruins to steal the staff right from under their noses. However, their efforts are thwarted by the dastardly Willard, an old family rival from her farthest time. Willard is a ringleader of an illegal excavation group known as Legendary Dawn. He takes Asha hostage and tells Rita to hand over a treasure in exchange for her life. Rita readily complies, and Willard, now in possession of the treasure, loses himself in ecstasy. But then, the ruins begin to collapse and shake around him, causing the staff to slip out of his hands. Willard chases the staff as it rolls across the ground, and in that moment, Rita sees an opening. Judith?
I'll be taking that!
Hand over the staff. Or would you prefer I put a bullet in this poor girl's head?
No! Please! Don't do it, Rita!
Fine. Put the gun down, and I'll toss you the staff.
A wise decision. It's lighter than before. No, it's a fake!
And you call yourself my father's rival. Shame you don't have his eye for antiquities.
Huh? You're giving this to me? Really? Are you sure?
Of course. I promised I'd protect it for you, didn't I?
Oh, yeah. And a promise is a promise. Thank you so much, Rita.
Damn you, Rita Rockford. Damn you! I'll remember this until the day I die. And before that happens, I will have my revenge!
Keep dreaming. You'll never get your hands on these treasures because I'll always be there to protect them. Or my name isn't Rita Rockford.
If only Judith were here to see it, but she can't be there for every movie, or else she'd get too many connect points. Well, the treasure hunting life sounds awesome. You get harp hunting frills and free golden treasures. Figures you'd fixate on that part. What caught my eye, though, was the lead actress. Her name is Judith Lancer, though I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that. She's well known even among non-moviegoers, and we already saw her in the Marchen Garten anyways. Knowing the two of you, I assume you worked out our name she goes by, yes? Whatever could you mean? I don't know anything about a cat lady who's going around disturbing the peace. It hasn't been long since we arrived in Calvert, but I suppose we could read about it some more in the paper. It's alright, I don't really feel like going into that much detail about it right now anyway. Van's office is getting livelier all the time. He will have his work cut out for him when he gets back. Alright, forgot they sell brochures for the films here. Perhaps I should buy one for Van. They aren't showing this movie outside of Edith yet, after all. Okay, brochure for Rockford. Having finished their break, the three of them resumed their work.
It's cutting edge.
Are those security robots? They don't look like the ones I'm used to seeing.
Those are Robovacs. As I recall, they're newly manufactured by the Vern Company. I hear they're testing them out here at Trion Mall.
This should be a household staple. I could make these things do all the cleaning for me.
Yeah, but didn't they have evil vacuum robots in the Geofront? That sounds kind of dangerous.
And make a wish.
It sounds like Mishy's show has drawn another full crowd today. I work security here at Trion Tower though, so sadly watching it up close is out of the question for me. It's fine though. Hearing the cheers and merrymaking from here is all the second-hand fun I need.
You'll also...
Looks like business is booming. This is one of the Vern Company's retail locations. No wonder, you can't go anywhere without hearing that name. Naturally, they sell a variety of ornaments for home use, but in recent times they've focused their efforts on bringing Xiphus to general consumers. The all-in-one communication devices found here offer the same specifications with none of the combat functionality. You can even give them an in-store test run before making a purchase. Xiphus, huh? Nadia and I use them ourselves. It's impressive how far they've come without the Epstein Foundation's involvement. Feels like they're leaps and bounds ahead on the old Verne versus Reinford rivalry now. It's kind of bittersweet though. Call me old school, but I've gotten pretty attached to the Enigma and Arcus units. The SCLM honestly feels weaker than Arcus Lynx in some way, because you have to be next to each other, while with Arcus Lynx, you could be separated across the field and still get the benefits from it. Oh, those people there. Hey, is that who I think it is? Let's go up and get a closer look. Yeah, looks like an old friend of yours. Good idea, we may as well stop by and say hello. The stairwell should be just behind that door.
You'll find the Vern store.
The tPhone's been around since the beginning of the year, but there's still a good amount of buzz around it. Honestly, it sounds really interesting. I'm sure just owning one makes you feel like you're on the cutting edge of progress. But I have a feeling the tPhone might be a little too advanced for me. I mean, I still have trouble getting my washing machine to work.
They have everything from
I saw Mishy in front of the Verne store a little while ago. He was introducing the tPhone. He kept talking about how just owning one will make you popular, and he also said something about it being a high-tech communication device. I guess it looks cool, but if I can't use it to play games, then I'm not really interested. Welcome, I'm currently providing a look at our newest product, the tPhone. Please let me know if you have any questions about its functions. I can also answer any questions you may have regarding our payment plans. If you're unclear about anything, please don't hesitate to ask.
Mishy.
Welcome. This is our customer service and Zypha adjustment counter. Actually, do I know you from somewhere? We're the substitute Spriggans filling in for Van while he's away. He gave us a few notes about people in the city, so we might know a thing or two about you already. And we might have bumped into each other in Cray Village. We lived there for a while about 2 years ago. Oh, that's right. I guess we must have seen each other then. But I was always so busy trying to get Boss Goddard to approve of my work back then. I hardly had the time for anything else. So he always made sure to cheer me on, and so did Mom and Dad. Sorry, I shouldn't have made everything so gloomy. No, it's alright. We understand. So they've been to Cray Village. It's been a while now since the explosion. What a horrible tragedy.
Which just opened this year to sample a range of important...
I asked Sylvia if she had any work connections. But I never thought I'd end up in a place like this. I need to make sure I work hard while I'm here. Not only to polish my skills, but to repay her for a favor.
What'll you have?
Silver headphones. Welcome. If you need help looking for anything in particular, please let me know. By the way, are you familiar with our newly released tPhone? It's a mobile device that can make calls, browse the Orbital Net, and much more. The tPhone makes everyone's lives more convenient. Why not take a look?
Store, a movie theater.
My company provided us with tPhones recently. Honestly, the tech really surprised me. I mean, it makes everything so convenient. It really makes you realize how far we've come as a society. That's why I decided I'm going to buy my own personal tPhone. Although I guess that means my dream of having an expensive car will have to wait. Yeah, might want to change your name to tPhone Sen. Head to second floor. As long as there's no point, no return mentioned, right?
Thank you again for putting this detailed analysis together. I'll make sure to pass it along to Professor Schmidt. And thank you too, Your Highness. We greatly value your input as one of our sponsors.
You're quite welcome. Please give the professor my regards.
I have a feeling my father and brother will be just as pleased with the results.
It is her!
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Swin, Nadia, it's been too long.
Miss Herschel, Professor Hamilton, a pleasure to see you again.
Ah, Elaine. Good day to you.
That's LaToya Hamilton, one of Epstein's 3 disciples.
So, wait, you already know each other? Elaine and I have known each other for some time now. We met when I was on assignment for NGO work.
That's right. Her assistance at the time was invaluable. I don't believe I've met your other companion, though.
How do you do, Miss Eau Claire? And hello to your friends as well. I am Jida Osval, daughter of Grand Prince Salman of Elsheim. What a blessing it is to meet so many new people today.
The Princess of Elsheim?
You must be Crown Prince Sharid's younger sister. I recall seeing you at the racetrack the other day. It's an honor to formally make your acquaintance.
Oh, so you were there as well? I've heard many a story about Beauty's Blade, but it's nice to finally put a face to the name. My brother has much to thank you bracers for.
It's really no trouble at all. The Guild appreciates his generous support.
Oh, wow! A real-life princess! What a cutie patootie!
Do me a favor and behave for once.
Swin and Nadia, was it? It's clear you're friends of Towa's. But you don't quite seem to be bracers. They aren't. I temporarily enlisted their help with a request is all. That's right, we just started a new gig in Edith as substitute Spriggans. From missing cats to apocalyptic threats, us over here can handle anything. Thanks for overselling it, and don't act like all the work goes to me. Oh, now I understand. You're Arkwright Solutions' interim replacements. I must say, the two of you make quite a distinctive pair. My brother has told me all about Arkwright Solutions, and you're filling in for them. How wonderful. Imagine that. I'm a little surprised to see you two in that line of work. It fell into our laps, more or less. You think you're surprised? Were you doing all this way from Arabonia, Towa? Let me guess, is it the old NGO grind? Yeah, it's one I got to help out with after graduating FORS, the International Cooperative Organization. Things are beginning to pick up with them again, and I have some more business to take care of in Calvert anyway. So I made the choice to relocate here at the start of this year. Oh, that checks out. The ICO, huh? Feels like they keep ramping up their visibility more each year. Yes, their group addresses all sorts of international challenges that local governments can't handle on their own. There's been an increasing trend of those kinds of issues throughout the country recently. Even here in the capital, Miss Herschel has been hard at work in more fields of expertise than I can count. It's difficult to believe that her real job is teaching at an Imperial military academy. Yep, she's one busy bee, alright. Oh, stop it. I don't do much at all, really. But enough about that. Back to this substitute spriggan business. How riveting. It has the air of something out of a movie or novel. I don't mean to impose, but would you mind telling me about the case you're currently working on? Neither of us have a problem with it. But it's up to our client to decide how hush-hush we have to be. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to share a few details. So Edith has been having orbital network problems. My brother told me about everything that happened in Basel last year as well. Things aren't bad enough to be an actual problem yet, but it's sketchy all the same. Will you happen to have any insight, Professor? As a matter of fact, I received a brief report about this courtesy of the Vernon Company. Unfortunately, there isn't much I can add at this stage. But at the very least, I have confidence that you're on the right track. Nice, we got a prof stamp of approval. Even the smallest crack can eventually grow into a chasm. Our lack of foresight with those nuclear devices last year led to tragedy, and what we're seeing now may be the early signs of something similar. All this to say, I appreciate you investigating the matter. Of course, if there's even a hint of a malicious agenda behind this, we'll root it out and nip it in the bud. Spoken like a true racer. Maybe my hearing's going, but that didn't sound like a royal we to me. I'm sure Elaine could manage, but we'll be counting on you to help her get to the bottom of this. With that I could offer more than well wishes. Still, I look forward to hearing the tales of your exploits. And if there's anything at all we can do to help, don't hesitate to let us know. Thank you, Professor. We'll just excuse ourselves, son. See you later. Even I must admit these orbital network disruptions are a point of concern. Nevertheless, I am certain you substitute spriggans will manage to uncover another angle of approach. Best of luck. Your investigation in the matter is much appreciated. You three do your best out there, okay? I'm here to help too, so don't be afraid to reach out.
And other various shops to peruse.
These orbital network issues have an unmistakable stench of foul play about them. But while your investigation has me most curious, prying into things will only make me a hindrance. So instead I shall wait, well, with bated breath to hear the tales of your exploits.
Okay, I think we've hit up all the spots worth visiting.
Then I suggest we head for the tower.
There's still a bunch of optional events on this lower floor, though.
Oh, look! It's Mishy!
ZCF products to
Don't be fooled.
And even acerbic tomatoes. Please check it out.
That Mishy? Hey, Mishy, over here! It blows my mind how one simple mascot could take both the Empire and Republic by storm. That's no easy feat when you think about it. All of Mishy's brand management in Calvert is handled by Val's Investment Bank. Much of its popularity here can be attributed to their financial might. That being said, what's eating at you? You two are familiar with the original Mishy, correct? The cross-spell one. Take a closer look if you would. Huh? That one's a little skinny looking. Compared to Mishy, you know, to the way this one has been localized for a Calvardian market. Obviously, the most drastic discrepancy is the head-to-body ratio. But the size of his ears and the pattern on his tail differ subtly as well. Moreover, exaggerating his paws and compromising any sense of unity in his design. When added together, these seemingly minute factors have a considerable impact on his overall silhouette. Granted, Mishy does have his own charms, but I'm disinclined to call him authentic. Whoa, we got a connoisseur over here. Just let her have this one. Time to gatekeep Mishy.
Welcome to the Trion Mall. Here you'll find Trion.
So, oh my sweet beloved Mishy, what have they done to you? That tall gangly frame, those slick dance moves, the odds-giving quips. That thing isn't the same Mishy who stole my heart and crossbell. And yet here I am, crawling back to see his shows anyway. The tragic tale of pathetic Miss Shalomite.
Visit the new Liberal Boutique, which just opened this year.
Mihi, make a wishy and dance to the beat with Mishy, everybody. Don't worry if you've got 2 left feet. Nobody's watching as much as you think they are. Cast that shame away and let your instincts run wild. Whoa, so so many bags and Valis bought the rights to Mishy and tweaked him into this. Feels kind of like an off-brand second cousin of the one at Michelin. And there's Moshi. Is he even allowed to be this, whoever this is? It sparked some controversy between fans, but this iteration of Mishi seems to be popular despite it all.
News, everyone! Mishi has finally made his way to Calvert.
Mihi, make some noise, everybody. Let your instincts run wild. Oh, what am I supposed to do now? My mirror's as good as gone at this point. God, get a hold of yourself, Ned. This is no time to call it quits. Maybe I could try out that thing people keep whispering about. This guy's really monologuing, huh? Can't say I'm not curious, but let's just leave him to it. Oh, another wonderful, bustling morning at Trion Mall. My mood picks up every time I visit. It's as if there's always something new to discover.
One of Edith's...
Today, I'm here to find a little treat for my former caregiver-turned-friend, Lua. Something sweet should help perk her up after all the singing and dancing she's been doing lately. Well, you're that old lady from that one quest. The Without You quest.
By the tPhone.
Well, here I am, staring through the Quincy parlor windows once again. Everything looks as delicious as ever, so I'll never forget the first time I took a bite of their delectable tarts.
Wanna miss it?
No, I must suppress these frivolous thoughts. If I indulge myself yet again, I'll be a mirrorless maiden by first sight. This is a Quincy Company store. They're one of the biggest confectioners in Zemuria. Your parents run this biz, right, Blade Lady? Ooh, maybe you can get us some freebies. Read the room, Nadia. From what I remember, their president was arrested last year. Unfortunately, my involvement in the business ended when I took off from home. I'm afraid that means family benefits are out of the question. Aw, man. I can certainly give you my recommendations, though. Why don't we browse around? Oh, I didn't realize she made such a clean break from them. I feared the worst after that debacle of fire, but things seem to be recovering for the most part. Who's the new president? That's one worry off my mind. Wait, Maxim? Moving on, with another competition just around the corner, where do you draw your inspiration? Ahem, that's a great question. These days, my driving is fueled by love and gratitude. For my car, for my team, for those out there in the sand, and for a few special artists who are near and dear to me. I plan carrying that on in the next race and showcasing my passion for the sports of the world. I see. As a matter of fact, many have been remarking on how your recent performances are stronger than ever before. The spirit of love and gratitude must be having a real tangible effect on you. You may be right about that. It could be because I've revised my training methods from the ground up. I've also begun doing research on how to push the pedal to the metal even further. Is that so? Will you mind going into more detail? From what little Van has told me, I think I can guess who those near and dear ones are. Something to keep my eye on, I suppose. Top-level racing isn't something you can achieve through willpower alone. It's my belief that preparation is key. That way, you can be at your best no matter what the road has in store for you. More sage wisdom from Maxim Lugan. Is that the secret behind your climb to the championship title?
With Mishi.
The tea today is simply divine. The cake has been baked to perfection. I expected no less of Quincy Parlor. Truly, this is a store fit for a queen, and for an elegant lady such as myself. Anyhow, I ought to finish this tea post-haste. If I continue to prowl on like this, the tea will go cold. Why, if it isn't Miss Elaine Auclair, thank you very much for gracing us with your presence today. There's no need to fuss over me. My family no longer owns the business, after all. Perhaps so, but it is because of their efforts as the Quincy Company's founders that we are here today. What's more, I, like many of us, feel a great deal of respect for the way you righted the wrongs of our former president. Is that so? Headquarters has been restructured since then, and those of us working in the storefronts are making every effort to start fresh. So rest easy. We only ask that you watch over us in whatever way you're able. Of course, I may not be able to do so openly, but you have my full support. Now she can finally let out that breath she's been holding since we got in here. Yeah, I'm happy for her.
Tomatoes. Please check it out.
Last year's plummeting sales dealt a heavy blow to the Quincy Company's storefronts, but things seem to have stabilized a bit since the start of January. Most likely, our corporate brand's long history of achievements was enough to preserve its integrity. It fills me with renewed pride in the work I do for the storied and prestigious company.
Mishi has finally made his
Hello
way
there.
to Calvert.
Soul Chef eclairs. Quincy pudding.
Here you'll find
The Liberal Boutique. They deal in specialty goods and souvenirs from the Liberal Kingdom.
I've never been to a place like this before.
boutiques and other various
Whoa!
shops to peruse.
Is that a model of the original Arce?
Wow-wee! That's a lot of acerbic tomatoes!
Wait, you look familiar. Welcome. Our store offers some of the finest goods produced in the Liberal Kingdom. Might I suggest trying the frozen dinners? They're from a high-class restaurant in Beauce called Anti-Rose. Or perhaps an acerbic tomato would be more to your liking. We also have a figurine of a ZCF airship. Oh, it's too much. I'm getting some serious choice paralysis here. Actually, have you got any non-packaged Liberal food? I'd be super interested in that. Trying a recipe that's been passed down from generation to generation would give me a taste of what Liberals really like. Nadia, this is a boutique, not a restaurant. Actually, we have been thinking about opening an in-store eatery. Our plan is to hire someone who can prepare and serve some fresh liberal cuisine. Oh really? That sounds nice. We'd very much like it if you visit us again once we begin that service. Wow, and here I was thinking I'd throw you off your game by playing out a missed opportunity.
Landmarks.
The very reason we opened this boutique was to share the charms of the liberal kingdom with the world.
Boutiques
And we will spare no expense nor make any compromises to see that end accomplished. Now why don't you have a look around? I'm sure we have something that will pique your interest.
time here.
I'm quite proud of what we have to offer.
Well, it's kind of strange not seeing her with her eyes closed all the time. Anyways, buy one of everything.
Gotta treat myself every now and then.
Oh, that was Savan himself. Blue vacuum flask. SCLM support effect plus 10%.
Really good, don't you think?
Alright, got the portal here.
From the latest ZCF products to expensive wine.
Whew, time to take a break. There sure are a lot of tourists around today, huh? Me, I work for a Valus affiliated startup here at the mall. The more profits we turn, the busier it gets. My company's sales been ringing off the hook from the break of dawn to dead of night. The salary's good, don't get me wrong, but my bike can't take much more of this.
One, Mishy has finally made his way to Calvert.
That's the direction the government's
Pay him a visit today.
This window offers financial planning advice, as well as assistance with processing financial securities. You can also purchase promotional merchandise for our bank here. So let me know if I can be of service.
How can I help you?
Camel wallet.
Check it out.
I can't even see the top.
Are you done sightseeing around the tower? Okay, I think I'm done. Yeah, we've had our fill. So now we've taken a turn around Trion Mall. Where are your thoughts? It's got a good vibe for people our age, and there's plenty of family-friendly spots too. Plus, it'd make a halfway decent date spot. I give it 4 stars. She wasn't asking for a review. Did you already forget why we're here? Who, me? No way. My clue radar just never went off, that's all. I kept an eye out myself, but I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary either. What about you, Swin? Same as you two, nothing special. I see. That just leaves the tower itself then. As much as I'd like to be all woohoo, let's go. This is the part where we have to start taking things seriously, huh? The observation deck is open to the general public. Many orbital network facilities will be located elsewhere. I should be able to get us permission to investigate on that front. But we may want to see what the staff can tell us first. Makes sense to me. Break a leg, Blade Lady. We'll be waiting right here for you. You weren't coming. Talking things out will probably go a lot smoother without us. Trust me, we'd only get in your way. Well, alright. Make yourselves comfortable then. I'll go speak with the relevant employees and circle back. A moment less. You know what that means. It's time for a dang montage. Let's take a ring check on that. There's something else I'm curious about. The machine? The vacuum? Hey, there you are. Welcome back. You're all by yourself. Where's Swin? I sent him on a little errand, but he should be back real soon. Oh, speak of the devil. Hey, yes. That was very quick. Find anything out? Unfortunately not. I spoke with security, but no one saw any suspicious persons enter or leave the building. The communications facilities and equipment aren't much different. Nothing unusual has been reported at all during their periodic inspections. So we're fresh out of leads. On the surface, yes. But that may change if we can examine the main control systems directly. That's why I took the liberty of getting us clearance. This is your area of expertise, right, Nadia? You really do your homework, huh? But you know, there is one other thing we can try. There is? You all done, Nadia? Just about. The comparison results should be popping up any second now. Results for what exactly? Operation Robovac Trackdown. I beg your pardon? Our perpetrator is among them. They are? Probably. I think you've tried her patience enough. Just give it to her straight, alright. Fine, fine. First, let me redirect your attention to one of the many mecha janitors roaming around us. At the risk of repeating myself, those automated cleaning machines operate exclusively in the 3rd District. They were brought in on a trial basis by Valus Investment Bank, one of Trion Tower's biggest sponsors. Right, but we reached out to Towa, who got in touch with Professor Hamilton. And she gave us a Robovac spec sheets, plus the source code for our main systems. Just goes to show, connections are everything. I'm surprised Professor Hamilton would authorize that. It turns out her offering to help wasn't just to be polite. Yeah, sweet old ladies like her are the best. So now we just use that data to analyze the Robovac's behavioral routines. Adjust for area's cartographic info along with the active unit count and time frame. And presto, a complete map of every Robovac's pathing route. I didn't even realize that was possible. Well, only because we had all the other parameters first. Besides, these calculations tell us where they're supposed to go, not where they actually went. That's where S came in clutch. I went around attaching transmitters to any Robovacs that were nearby. Obviously, there was no way I could get every single one. But lucky for us, they can detect and coordinate with any friends of theirs nearby. So as long as enough units are being tracked, we can get a beat on pretty much all of them. Now if I take the expected routes from earlier and cross-reference them with the ones that are on record, we look at that. Some of them don't line up. Meaning they were hacked. Bingo. There are security checks for people going in and out of Trion Tower. But they have no reason to suspect a cleaning route machine they themselves are using. That makes the Robovacs a safe and reliable means of getting close to the tower's control systems. As for why nothing turned up in their inspections, the virus used to infect the network is probably self-destructing. In other words, after it does its thing, it removes any trace that was ever there. And then after inspections are over, the perpetrator hacks a different robot and the cycle starts all over. That way they can exploit parts of Trion Tower's control systems to commit their cyber crimes with no one the wiser. The pieces do seem to align. I have to say, I'm impressed you were able to put all of this together, Nadia. Though Swin deserves some credit as well for noticing something off with the Robovacs in the first place. You could tell it was me, and you call us impressive. Yeah, you're pretty quick on the uptake. They wouldn't have made A rank otherwise. Will you mind walking me through your thought process? Well, if you really want to know, what tipped me off was the strange way some of the Robovacs were behaving. The routes they were taking felt less than optimal from a cleaning perspective. It was like they were trying to avoid being spotted or keep a low profile in the case they couldn't. As someone who's used to staying under the radar, I tend to pick up on this kind of thing. So I see. Incidentally, have you two ever given any thought to becoming racers? Is that an invitation? It is. The guild is always short-staffed. Our branch in Edith is especially in need now that fees return to Erebonia. And you wouldn't be the first people with a complicated past to register with us. It's surprisingly common, in fact. Well, as tempting as that offer sounds. No way, Jose. The guild burns their members out like a box of matches. And don't get me started on your working hours. I need to save all that room in my planner for back-to-back siestas. Yep, a lazy life of leisure is the only one for me. And there's your answer. Well, no shame in trying. Oh, I spy something on the move. Another Robovac straight off its expected route. Can you say hacked? It just went in the tower through the back door. Probably launch another viral attack. Then we better launch an attack of our own. Right, catching up to it should give us a clue as to who's responsible for this. It's headed through the observation deck. Onward and upward. The observation deck. Here's the observation deck. Too bad we can't just kick our feet up. The Robovac should be past this door here. It looks like it went to the control room at the top of the stairs. Let's move in then. I've already received permission from security. Right. It's a shop.
Beep!
No! Hello everyone, welcome to Trion Tower's observation deck. Here you can use our telescopes to view Edith in all its splendor, free of cost. Okay, climb and enter. Over there. I think it's noticed us. We're blocking the only exit. There's nowhere to run. Shoot, it's gonna ram itself into the servers and corrupt the data. Not on my watch. You slashed out its legs faster than I could say holy moly. I barely even had the time to blink. Less gawking, more investigating. The culprit is bound to have realized what happened by now. Got it. What the? I think we're out of luck. What? How? The hacking program's already started the auto-deletion process. And without better hardware, I won't have time to trace the signal back to the perp. At this rate, every last bit of data is going to get wiped. What was the genesis? I was afraid of that. Oh, this sucks. Everything past this point is out of my depth. If Ren were here, she'd know what to do. We could send for more personnel and better equipment, but it'd be too little too late. Oh, we finally found a lead and it's slipping right through our fingers.
It appears you're in something of a fix.
Professor Hamilton, what are all of you doing here? It was at Her Highness's suggestion, actually. You see, I was simply beside myself with curiosity after learning what you were up to. Your call earlier suggested that you'd found some sort of clue in how those cleaning robots are acting. And since the network outages you're investigating are taking place all throughout the city, it stood to reason that you would head to the control room of this tower where Edith's orbital traffic comes through. You act like it's no big deal, but that's some top-tier sleuthing there. In any event, it would seem we made the right choice in coming. Nadia, why don't you try hacking in from your end? Huh, but It'll be fine, dear. Go right ahead. What do I do now? It'll be tough going if you jump in unprepared. So allow me to lend you this. What? That's Theo. Oh, how adorable. What a peculiar shape. Where have I seen it before? Well, this avatar is borrowed. It contains hacking tools made specifically for orbital networking environments. It should be more than manageable for someone of your ability. Ooh, color me impressed. Okay, here goes nothing. Oh boy.
Expanding search field.
Please pass.
Expanding search field. Expanding search field.
Oh. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Analyzing code. Security clear. Expanding search.
Oh, these guys are chunky.
Expanding search field. Expanding search field.
How is your pattern anyways?
Expanding search field.
Okay, now.
Expanding search field.
Whether movement patterns aren't too tricky, but I've run out of time because I made some optimal moves.
Code under analysis. Security clear.
Okay. Big one.
Code under analysis. Security clear. Mission accomplished.
Okay. They gave me plenty of time, even though I did some stuff unoptimally. Got him. Mission complete. You managed to trace the signal back. All in a day's work for yours truly. Though I couldn't have done it without that cute little Abby and its tools. Thanks a bundle, Prof. I'm just glad it worked out in the end. So now you know where the culprit is, right? Yep, there were several layers of dummy data to throw me off. I made it for the event eventually. The coordinates of whoever's been hacking the Robovacs and who's been messing with Edith's orbital network are right here. Where is here exactly? It appears to be just shy of the city's unofficial 13th district, otherwise known as the Blacklight District. Thinking back, this reminds me of something Jin mentioned. Supposedly, there's a desolate corner of the district where the air is so stagnant that even its residents rarely step foot inside. They call it the Condemned Sector. Yeah, that's fishy with a capital F. I mean, what better place to hole up if you're looking to get some evil doing done? We'll just have to go down there and see what we find. I'm afraid the rest of us won't be of much help from here on. But I have faith that the three of you will be able to handle things just fine. Well, Towa can still fight, right? Take care, everyone. Be safe, okay? We will. Thank you again for your assistance. See you around, Towa. If you're staying in Edith, it's only a matter of time before we run into each other again. Sorry to interrupt. But would you mind if I accompanied you to this condemned sector? I don't think that's a good idea. But Sharid has told me much of his first-hand experiences with Arcade Solutions' escapades. If you're substituting for them, it's only false that I should take the place of my brother. Your brother almost got brainwashed one time, didn't he? That seems kind of dangerous. Would that not be the natural course of things? That's a pretty big stretch. Not to mention, when I see the two of you interact, it feels as if I'm among old friends. What I mean to say is, you're the spitting image of the protagonist in my favorite book series. Your favorite book series? Yes, it follows a young assassin and the girl he calls his partner in their quest to defy fate. I highly recommend it. Well, I understand how you feel, Your Highness. I'm afraid I can't allow this. The Blacklight District is lawless as is, to say nothing of this condemned sector. We have no way of predicting what dangers might be lying in wait down there. I thought as much. It's disappointing to be certain, but I won't protest any further. Even if I had a bodyguard, there's no denying that I would only get in your way. So I could have borrowed Nadia from my brother beforehand. That'd be a different story. Anyway, just leave it to us for now. We'll tell you about all of our daring do next time we meet up, okay? And I'll be waiting with bated breath. May Arusha's protection be with you. Hey, just popping in with an update from Marduk support. Further analysis has revealed a new floor of the Marchen Garten, so check out when you get a chance, okay? Third floor added. I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to see you in action, but I'll be alright, so long as you tell me all about it after you complete your investigation.
Above ground level, providing a panoramic view of
the condemned sector sounds really dangerous. I'm sure you'll be okay as long as Elaine's with you, but do try to be careful.
Please relax and enjoy that.
What a view!
Look at all those teeny tiny people down there. They're like ants beneath our feet.
And the award for least intimidating villain laugh goes to...
It's clear the culprit is adept at hacking. I hope the three of you will stay safe out there. Good luck.
Above ground level.
Please enjoy the view of our beautiful capital, and why not do so with a snack or a drink in hand? That's the spiel we have to give all our customers, but honestly, you being so high up really freaks me out. I wish I could enjoy the view like everyone else, but it's just so scary.
View.
So why must the lights outside glare so brightly? No, cast your mind elsewhere, Julietta. You must keep that longing for freedom buried deep within. This tower has neither entrances nor exits, but that doesn't deter my prince from showing up below my window. That alone fills me with so much joy. I'll let down my long locks and lift him up to me. My prince, please, come hither. I don't think this is that kind of tower, and last I checked, there was an entrance and exit. Quit being such a wet blanket and let the girl play pretend. Anyway, she's really getting the role, huh? She might be better at acting than you, Wes. Shut it. The view from here is so lovely, it's almost cruel. It's beckoning me to set foot outside his tower. No, I must resist the temptation. If I wait a little longer, my prince will surely come to take me away. I must not give in to despair. Now hurry to my side, my beloved prince.
Welcome to the Trion
What
Mall.
to do?
Worst PG on the bulletin board. tPhone fraud. Someone approached me at the Trion Mall a few weeks ago and asked if I was interested in buying a super cheap tPhone. I said yes, of course, but then I found it was all a scam. Please tell me you can do something about this. I'll be waiting at the bulletin board in front of Trion Tower just in case. Ned.
Visit the new Liberal Boutique.
Oh, he's right there.
Opened this year.
Are you Ned? We saw your FRSVG. Oh, then you must be the Spriggan I've been hearing about. That's right, although we're actually just spilling in for the real one for a bit. Oh, I'll be honest, I was expecting someone a little more shady looking. Glad you're not, though. But you, have I seen you somewhere before, miss? Don't mind me, I'm not actually a Spriggan. I'll just lend them a hand every now and then. Anyway, would you mind explaining your request in a little more detail? Oh yeah, sorry, but let me explain. I guess to put it simply, I was swindled out of Mira. Some guys came up to me saying they had cheap tPhones on sale, with just a few stipulations. tPhones, those are the consumer-grade versions of Zyphos that act as mobile terminals, right? Didn't they start selling them this year? That's right, they've been all the rage since they went on sale. It's supposed to be a top-of-the-line gadget. Up until now, mobile terminals have only been available to people like government officials or people in the guild or the military. But now, even your average Joe can get one. It's like we've stepped into a whole new era. A tPhone is like a status symbol. If you manage to bag one, the whole world will know how classy you are. You sure are passionate about them. Guys get psyched up about the weirdest things. Well anyway, that's why I was so excited to head to the Verne store to pick one up. But a single tPhone is pretty expensive. They're like 20,000 Mira. That's way out of my price range, so I was starting to feel pretty bummed. Then when I left the store, these two guys approached me. They showed me flyers for cheap tPhones and said they could hook me up with one for 5,000 with only a few stipulations. When I asked if they could tell me more, they took me to a nearby cafe to talk. So someone came along at just the right time and talked you into what you thought was a good deal. But what were these stipulations you mentioned? Well, the first thing they said was that even though these cheaper tPhones were official products, they got them from a PROMAG source. They were supposed to be distributed to the members of some institution, but these guys ended up getting them on the down low. On the down low, so what you're saying is they were sold illegally. Sounds like a deep-seated issue if that's the case. Yeah, but despite that, they told me not to worry because it was all a gray area. But if it did happen to get out to the police or a guild, they would have to stop selling them. So they told me to keep the truth between us. They also told me that if it happened to break on me, I couldn't take it to an official dealer. Those were the two main stipulations they had. They wanted me to sign a contract and everything. I see, if they're really was a gray area, you'd think there'd be a little less hush-hush about it all. It definitely sounds suspicious. I'm guessing you ended up saying anyway. Yeah, I was told they only had a limited supply and they were on a first-come, first-served basis. I panicked, you know? The real problem is what happened next. The tPhone they sold me doesn't even work. It's a complete piece of junk. It doesn't have the camera functionality it's supposed to, and I can't even get a call to connect properly. So I see, the very model of a scam. I mean, I do feel a little sorry for you, but you kind of brought this on yourself. So, what do you want us to do about these scam artists? The thought of them getting away with this while in despair is a big bruise to my ego. And while I do want them to get raked over the coals for this, I really just want you to get all my mirror back. I think you'd get both your wishes if you reported this to the police. And yet you decided to put out a Force VG request instead. I know what you're trying to say. I get that it's selfish of me. Here I am wanting to get them back for swindling me, yet I'm not willing to accept the consequences of my own mistakes. I don't see why it'd be such a big deal. Everybody looks out for number one, the N, right? Except for me, because I always put S first no matter what. Oh wait, though, now that we've added a certain doll to the rankings... Oh, brother. Ahem, getting back to the matter at hand, this certainly sounds like a request that leans more toward the edge of the law. So what would the substitute brigands like us do about it? I don't mind taking on the job, but, what to do? Except... Gray and Chaos, huh? Alright, I understand. We'll take the case. But as far as giving them grief goes, that'll depend on the response to us. You mean it? Oh, thank you. Well, with that settled, I guess I'd better drum up what little motivation I have. So, do you still have the flyer you said they gave you? I've got the tPhone at least. Here, you'll probably need it. I wish I had the flyer, but I actually ended up throwing it away. Well, the first thing to do is gather some intel on these guys. Right, they don't seem to be in the area right now, so we should be able to ask around without worrying we'll scare them off. In that case, why don't we head to the Verne store and see if anyone's seen a pair of scammers around. Maybe we should check in with some of the neighboring shops too. To make sure that those guys aren't selling brand name knockoffs of our products, right? Exactly, you're so smart, S. It's important that we get a good idea of how widespread their operation is first. Although, it's likely they're not doing this with anything other than tPhones. If we're worried about other potential knockoffs, the Liberal boutique seems like it'd be a likely target. After all, they're said to stock a famous wine from Liberal, the Grand Chardonnay. A single bottle can get pretty expensive depending on the year. I see, guess we better get started then. It's probably for the best that we don't tell people we're investigating swindlers, though. Don't want to cause unnecessary panic. Let's just stick to asking if they know anything about cheap tPhones. Alright, I'll wait around outside the mall until you guys reach out. Don't want to risk running into them again, you know? Sure, we'll let you know what we find.
Let's wrap this up quickly.
This stuff is cutting.
Visit the new Liberal boutique, which just
Do you have a
opened
moment?
this year, to sample a ring.
This lady seems a little easier to approach than some of the other clerks. If you've got a moment, do you mind if we ask you a few questions? Swin and the artist told her about their investigation into heavily discounted tPhones. Cheap tPhones? Sorry, I haven't heard anything about that. I've never really heard any of the other employees mention it either, so I doubt they'll know anything. We have a pretty good view of the area from the shop too, but I've never seen anybody putting up flyers or anything like that. You don't say. Sounds like they're being extra careful so they don't get caught. Guess that means they're not amateurs. What about tPhones that don't work? Heard anything about that? Oh, I actually have heard of that recently. That's a bit concerning. Would you care to elaborate? Like, ones that bend poorly? Well, I guess it's not really that big of a deal. Defective products? For most people, the tPhone is their first mobile terminal. A lot of them can't figure out how to use them correctly or have trouble adjusting their settings. They'll come in handy and they'll come in and say it's broken. Most of the time, they just need a little walkthrough on how to use it. Then they're on their way. Even if their tPhone was actually broken, we'd be able to repair it here in the store. I see. In that case, would you mind taking a look at this tPhone for us? Of course, let's have a look, see. What's going on with this thing? Did you find what's causing the problem? Well, this is actually the first time I've ever seen anything like this. The outer frame is the same as any other tPhone, but the insides are totally different. It's not a tPhone or a Zypha at all, it's an Enigma. What? It looks like it has all the combat functions removed. All left are communication functions. Wait, can we use the stealth functions? That might help us tail the culprit. An Enigma, I haven't heard that name in a while. I remember them being pretty mainstream 5 or so years ago. Oh, how the times have changed. Even if it does have communication functions, there's no doubt it'd be difficult for it to connect to today's orbital network. And since it doesn't have the camera functionality, it's practically nothing compared to an actual tPhone. Our client said something similar too, that this tPhone was a piece of junk. With the Enigma being such an outdated model, they're probably selling for cheap on the black market. So they dressed them up to look like tPhones and started selling them at a lower price. I don't think I quite understand what's going on, but it definitely sounds like bad news. I should probably go report this to my manager. Actually, sorry to ask this of you, but do you mind keeping this between us until we can finish investigating? We can't really give you anything in exchange, but I promise we'll report back once we've got everything straightened out. After that, you can tell anyone and everyone you want. Alright, I guess I don't mind. I am at least a little familiar with how a Spriggan works. You've been real kind of Lashkar too, so I think I can trust you guys. We really appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for being so understanding. Just give us a bit and we'll be back with a full report, okay? Of course, I'll leave you to it then. So what's our plan now? I think we still need some more intel. Let's see if we can find someone who might know about those two scam artists.
Do you have a moment?
This lady seems really taken in by this stuff. Guess she's really into orbital hardware. I'll bet she knows something... Excuse me, miss. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? Nadia and the others told the lady about their investigation into heavily discounted tPhones. Maybe she means like the ones that were on that paper, Mom. Oh, you mean the flyer we got after we left the Verne store? These two men came up to us out of nowhere and started trying to sell us on something. You got a flyer. Is there a chance you still have it on you? No, I tore it up after copying their info down. They kept going on and on about how there was a reason they were able to get their tPhone so cheap. I thought it was a little too suspicious. I refused to offer before they could explain any further. It's too bad about the flyer, but that was probably a smart thing to do. Is there anything else you can remember about them? Now I didn't mention it, they did seem a bit worried about something when we left. Something about not meeting today's quota and her being upset with them. A quota and her, huh? This could be useful information. So we have two men passing out flyers trying to talk people into buying these tPhones. And someone authority figure they refer to as her. Thank you both. You've been a big help. It was no problem at all. I hope you all find what you're looking for. Let's keep asking around and see if we can learn anything else. Yeah, next stop, here we come.
Do you have a moment?
The mall has a lot of shops carrying high-end goods. We should check and see if any of them are experiencing a scam similar to the one with the tPhones. Sorry, but could we borrow you for a moment? Swin and Nadia told the clerk about the cheap tPhones and asked if she'd seen anything similar happening with our products. Unfortunately, I don't believe I know much about cheap tPhones. And I haven't heard anything regarding scams on high-end products either. The only product of ours that would be a potential target is our Grand Chardonnay. I don't think we've had any complaints or returns, though. I doubt we have any reason to worry there. Sounds like this store isn't being targeted, then. Yet. Yeah, swing and miss. But for silver lining, I guess now we know that there's only one shop that's having issues. Well, now that I think about it, there has been one thing I found concerning. Recently, I've seen a couple of men posting flyers out in front of our store. It all just seems a little suspicious. I notice them sometimes on my lunch break. Can you give us any more details about them? I started seeing the two of them around at the beginning of the year. I haven't seen them today, but they're here pretty much every day from afternoon until evening. I often see the two of them discussing something while snooping around by the Verne store. They seem to be handing out their flyers to people on their way out. I assume they've been discussing who to target before they leave the store. Oh, that's actually some really useful information. Wow, you sure are pretty observant for having caught all that. I don't think your average person would think twice about what some guys handing out flyers were up to. On top of that, you're so refined and well-spoken, but not quite as stuffy as an aristocrat. Being so detail-oriented, it almost makes me think you used to work as a maid at some place super fancy. Do you always have to do that? Heh, you're very perceptive. If you're capable of deducing all that, I assume you must be no ordinary customer either. That's right, when a mystery presents itself, I've got no choice but to solve it. It's all part of my detective saga. Who do you think you're fooling? Hey, it's no problem, it's not as though I'm looking to hide it from anyone. When I used to live in Liberal, I worked in a city called Bose that was famous for its commerce. Well, there, it was made for a gentlewoman who supported me quite graciously. In fact, opening up this shop was her idea in the first place. Oh really? Cultural exchange, huh? Sounds like the person she's referring to isn't just any noblewoman. Now that I think about it, isn't the mayor of Bose a young woman? I've never been to Liberal before. Maybe I'll think about taking a trip soon. Oh yes, if you have the opportunity, please do. I think it would make for a lovely holiday getaway. Okay, I think we've got all the info we need. Let's go find a place to sort through the details. Aye, aye, Captain. Ooh, we sure did talk to lots of people. What a productive day. Alright, why don't we pick this up tomorrow and go catch a movie? Let's throw work to the curb and get a little guilty pleasure in for once. We already saw a movie. You've got an interesting sense of humor. Hey, your mouth says interesting, but your eyes say I'm not amused. That's enough goofing off, I think. We should start going over everything we've learned so far. To start, we know that the two men who were handing out flyers have been spotted between afternoon and evening. We also know they were specifically targeting customers they saw expressing interest in tPhones. Then they would sweet-talk them into purchasing a cheap tPhone as well as signing their contract. However, the phones themselves are fakes. They're really just modified enigmas. There's also that boss lady the scammers are working under. We're probably going to have to make contact with her sooner or later. Yes, I agree, which raises the question of how we're supposed to do that. I know we have one good option, but I'm a little reluctant to go down that route. Heh, I don't think there's any getting around it, S. Do you two have something in mind? I'm glad you asked. I recommend we deploy Nada in S's Operation Number 19, ma'am, using a decoy to lure the perp out. I see, that would be a good way to probe them for answers. I don't mind doing it if we really have to. It's just, you know how rusty I am, so try to keep up the premise from getting to Alabra, okay? Heh, your request has been acknowledged. In fact, I've already got a plan. Lately, you'll be our backup, so I'll want you waiting in the wings not too far away. As for you, S, oh, maybe we should get some new outfits from that shop over there. I'll put together a look that'll really bring out your eyes. Considering we don't know when the targets will arrive, I don't think we have time to waste shopping. Oh, Wes, you're no fun. Should I really be letting them handle this on their own? After that swim, the artist found an appropriate place to wait for the two men to show up. Then after 10 minutes or so... T, I'm so happy. It's been far too long since you and I have been on a date, hasn't it? So where are you going to buy me today, darling? Go, this is no time to be embarrassed, Swin. Right now, you just need to focus on getting our targets to believe we're a real couple. Ahem. Well, since the company my father manages is doing so well, I think a little splurging can be arranged. He increased my allowance recently, so I figured, why shouldn't I buy something extra special for my honey bunny? Ooh, that sounds exciting. Where are you thinking of getting me? It's something that's been on my mind for a while, actually. Wouldn't it be nice if we could talk to each other anytime we wanted? That's why I'm buying us both tPhones. Yay! Oh, darling, you're the sweetest. I have more than a few concerns, but they seem to be doing okay so far. Welcome, are you shopping for tPhones today? Yes, my girlfriend and I would like to buy a pair. Let's just have a look at the price tag here, Ed. 20,000 mira each? That's 40,000 mira for both of us. It would use up every bit of my allowance. What, you mean you're not going to buy me a tPhone, darling? I was so excited about it too. I should have known better than to expect you to live up to your word. Wait, I promise I'll get you one, honest. Maybe I can pay in installments. Is that an option? Why, of course, sir. Installments? Like some kind of poor person? Come on, darling. I thought you were cooler than that. Huh? Oh, I'm in a real fix now. Hey, there's a young couple checking out the tPhone section. What do they like? Easy Pickings is putting it lightly. They wanted to buy a set of tPhones, but it looks like they couldn't afford it. Want to start with them for today? Oh, and I was so excited too. You break all your promises. I don't want to go on any more dates if you're just going to lie to me. I'm sorry, honey bunny. Please, don't say things like that. I'll get some more allowance from my father the next time he's in a good mood, I swear. My, what a lovely young couple you are. I think we might just have some info to share that'll pique your interest. Well, this is very sudden. What kind of info? What's this? Cheap tPhones now on sale. They're all the rage. That's right. We're offering them at a highly discounted rate to specific customers only. Well, one of these incredible devices would normally cost you 20,000 mira. We can offer you the same product for a lowly 5,000 mira. 5,000 mira? No way. They have to be used or defective, right? Not at all. These are genuine, brand new merchandise. However, there is a reason we're able to offer them so cheaply. We'd be happy to explain it to you over tea if you'd like. What do you say? Fill off a normal truck. Just between us, our supply is limited, and our inventory is running pretty low. I don't know if you'll get another chance like this. Oh, how lucky for us. Let's listen to what they have to say, darling. Yes, I suppose we should. Looks like they've made contact. Keep it up, you two. Anyway, that's the long and short of it. Even though our source is a little in the gray area, it's all completely safe and above board. The only issues we've been having is trying to keep up with demand. Personally, I think it'd be a real waste to let this opportunity slide. So, you interested? We really should buy them, darling. Like you said, there's a limited supply. Having to sign a contract does make me a little nervous, though. Don't worry, it's not your average contract with all their bells and whistles. The only thing you have to do is keep all this a secret. I can't believe they're this cheap and you still won't buy them. You're such a wuss. Gah. Fine, I've made up my mind. We'll take 2 of them. Wait, actually, we'll take 4 more. We need them for my honey bunny's friends, too. That's 6 in total. What? Are you serious? Do we have that much money? Of course I'm serious. That's 30,000 mira, and I insist on paying in cash. That's only 10,000 cheaper than getting the 2 from the store. Squirrel, you really are the best, darling. I love it when you get all spent and happy. This is great. That'll make our quota for today. Once we get the contract signed, let's head back and report this to the boss. Let me guess, you're going to give them Monopoly money, because I don't want to spend that much money if they can possibly get away with it. Soon after, Swin signed a contract to divide and received 6 tPhones in return. Upon saying a quick farewell, the 2 men left Quincy Parlor. I'll go tail them. You 2 handle the rest, as discussed. Right, thanks, Elaine. What are they doing? Why do you need the 6 tPhones? Seems like you bought it. I'm definitely out of practice. Well, I thought you were as good as you've ever been. But you weren't ever that great of an actor. The reason Nadia had to enact her own plan to stop the Emperor back then was because Swin's acting was really bad and the Emperor already knew Swin was going to try to defect again. You just need a bit more time in the field. Maybe another a couple of dates will fix you up, darling. Please stop. I thought I was going to keel over embarrassment. Anyway, let's get to inspecting these tPhones. We already know they're enigmas. Can you wait just a little longer to switch to work mode? You're right, though. We should be sure these are the same scam tPhones that the client bought. If I remember correctly, the lady at the Verde store turned this part like this, and the insides look like what we saw back then. Well, no, they're enigmas too. Looks like he was right. The client was telling the truth after all. Yeah, let's find Elaine and see if we can catch those guys. Swin and Nadia left Quincy Parlor and reached out to Elaine. They let her know that the tPhones really were fakes made using enigmas. Elaine explained that she was still in the process of tailing the 2 men. With a plan to meet up, Swin and Nadia boarded the subway and head toward Tyrell District. Nice save first. That was a long cutscene. I see you made it. The men are over there. They were whispering about meeting their quota and going back to report to their boss. I was sure they'd be heading back to their hideout. Yeah, and standing out in the open sure isn't much of a hideout. So I guess that means we've got to keep following them. Please don't tell me you're going to start complaining again. We've still got work to do. You'll have plenty of time to rest later. You 2 are so pushy. They're on the move. Let's head after them. Oh no. There's not even a good hiding spot here. What? Follow the 2 men. If you get too close to the targets, they'll notice you. Eventually, they're too far, the show will be lost. Maintain a safe distance while keeping the targets in sight. Oh my goodness, I'm just barely outside their circle. Is there even any good place to hide? Whoa.
3-point heat. Now playing at a theater near you. Take wing.
Hide.
Above the court and blaze a trail for those who follow.
Oh man. It's the only way to stay in their sphere of influence.
We embarked on a journey to reclaim what was rightfully ours. The saga of Ravana, the return of the king, now playing.
Okay. We're getting a little far for my taste.
What news?
I can still see... Wait, why are they... damn it, the camera has to be exactly on point, otherwise I lose them.
I've got some delicious ice cream.
And of how a young band of soldiers managed to survive.
Camera, don't fuck up on me now. Wait, what? Bro, this camera is so finicky. They are clearly within my line of sight. Why is the camera being so evil to me? Seriously, literally I can see them right here. Whoa. Seriously, why is the camera so stupid? Man. Seriously, there's something really wrong with the way the camera works in this minigame. Like, they're clearly within my line of sight and they still don't care. What? There? Oh shit. Shit. The camera is my biggest weakness because it can force me to get them lost, which is really dumb for some reason. Hey, wait, can I get that treasure chest? Okay. I can kill them. Earn 1 SP. Those doors lead to the Tyrell District's waterway. Looks like that's where they're headed. We'll probably get into some scuffles in there. I guess I don't mind pitching in the help. Alright, let's corner them before I have a chance to escape. Wait, let me get a chest first. I need that. I need a treasure. And that's how we managed to hit today's quota early. So with that said, we've been working this area for several days now, right? Think maybe we could take the rest of the day off? Sure, why not? If you've already hit your quota for a day, might as well pack it in, right? But you know what'll happen if you do, don't you? Where are you getting at? You're right, it's important I be more straightforward. You see, I have no shortage of artists who are willing to put their nose to the grindstone for me. We're sorry, boss. We weren't thinking. We know you've run operations like this all over Zemuria. We've got nothing but respect for you. We'll keep working past our quota, so please don't replace us. Hey, is that so? Well, if you're so passionate about it, then I suppose you'd better get back out there then, shouldn't you? Yes, of course. We'd be glad to, ma'am. Whatever you say, ma'am. Ugh, sounds like textbook labor exploitation to me. Hey, you're those love-struck schmucks from earlier. You fooled us. Yep, that's us, love-struck schmucks. Now bow before our romantic chemistry. Stop that, and would it kill you to deny this schmucks bit? We're here on business from a client that you defrauded out of his Mira. What, are you a Spriggan or something? I'm surprised I don't recognize your faces. And I see you've brought an A-rank bracer along with you. Just what do you intend to do with us? A-rank bracer? I didn't realize it before, but that's Beauty's Blade. Damn it, you were working with those two all along. Just so we're clear, I'm not actually here on bracer business. But I also can't very well ignore an infamous counterfeiter and her accomplices. I filmed your entire conversation earlier on my Zypha evidence. We have a client that just wants his Mira back, you know? Mira you swindled him out of. What do you think, Miss Sweet Old Lady? Mind handing it over without a fuss? Every single time. Don't get uppity with me, you little brats! Stalking other people and taking footage of them without their permission, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves. There it is, her world-famous tongue lashing. My ears, can't take it. Sheesh, you're loud, and where do you get off lecturing us anyway, you old bat? I'm guessing that means you're not going to agree to our terms then. You think you've won just because you brought an A-rank bracer along with you? I've gone through scenarios like these more times than you can count. You really think I wouldn't be prepared for this? Come out, boys, it's speeding time. She tamed those monsters. I don't think so. Their movements is erratic compared to wild monsters. I bet she messed with their brains. She must embed a device for receiving command signals or something. Wait, wouldn't that mean she's in league with Zektorms? I remember seeing a report on a similar case in the documentation we got from Van. I think it was about how Zektorms modified monsters so that they could use shard skills. That's right, I bought these pups from Zektorms. They're trial-enhanced military monsters. You two, get in there. Teach those damn brats a lesson they won't soon forget. Right, we're on it. All she's got is 2 kids on her side. We've got monsters. Even Beauty's Blade is no match for these odds. That might be true, if these were actually just any kids. Hey, it's fine by me if they don't know what they're up against. Just means less effort on our end. At least this saves us this time spent arguing. Let's take them down.
Just try and take me. Fine, let's play.
Okay. 4 enemies, huh?
Come on.
Okay. Let's just cast here.
Initiating drive.
We'll win! One shield coming right up. Wings, guide me.
Knights of Asteria! This stage enhanced!
We can win!
Activating skill!
No room to breathe.
Cross! Dicer!
Serious game!
Oh, he critted even without getting marks on them. Nice. Urgh! I didn't think they'd be so strong. I mean, it makes sense for her, but those kids are a nightmare too. Well, that wasn't much of a fight, so now we just have to decide how to deal with it. Come on, you nitwits! You remember what we planned, right? Right. Got it. Run away like cowards! What the? You're kidding. They're really gonna make a run for it after all that. I have heard she's known for her speedy getaways. I guess it's true after all. Not that I intend to let her go, of course. Let's move. Right. Gotcha. Pant pant. How come it's just us that got caught? There's no way the boss could be that fast, right? Now we better see to catching that woman. I suppose I don't mind taking care of some old biddy. Leave this one to me. Move your wires. It's not going to be easy. I guess those two idiots got themselves captured already. Haha, as long as there's still ground beneath my feet, there'll always be somewhere for me to run. I'll just find another region to hide in until things blow over. I know you really like talking to yourself, lady, but you might want to watch where you're going. Probably wires. What is this? Elaine, did you just slice her arm clean off? The jig is up. Turn yourself in. Damn. Fine, how about this? I'll give you your client back all his mirror. In fact, I'll pay his fee for hiring you too. I'll even pay back every single mirror of the 30,000 we took from you too. Good deal, huh? We can put this whole thing behind us. That doesn't sound too bad. But unfortunately for you, Spriggans aren't in the business of making friends with villains. Plus, I believe our client specifically asked us to give you what for. Swin, Nadia, and Elaine took Magisa and the two men they captured back above ground. Magisa was forced to pay back the 30,000 mirror Swin had paid earlier. They then called up their client to help decide how to best deal with the captive counterfeiters. You guys are really something. I can't believe you even caught the ringleader. Sounds like she's pretty famous for this sort of thing. Should we turn her over to the police? You fool, hand us over to the police and you'll be found guilty too. That's why I offered to return your mirror in exchange for letting us go. If that's too hard for you to swallow, then you can forget about ever getting a single mirror back from me. What an attitude. You don't feel even the slightest bit of regretful, do you? Refunding his mirror wouldn't be enough to absolve you of your crimes anyhow. I refuse to overlook what you've done. Well, the original request did ask us to rank the culprits over the culls. But given that our client's here at the moment, we should probably let him decide how to deal with them. How to deal with them, huh? Any suggestions? The guild could always turn them over to the police for you. We've been well aware of this woman's extensive criminal record for a while now. Getting her off the streets would be the most optimal solution. Plus, I'm fairly certain we could talk the police into bringing even more severe charges against her. You can do that? Actually, no, I get a good look at you. Aren't you Elena Claire? How does it feel to be famous, Blade Lady? Ahem, the real issue is what comes after we turn them in. The guild is responsible for prioritizing the safety of civilians. It's our duty as bracers. Given that you were a victim of fraud, we should be able to push that angle to the police. Either way, we'll make sure they understand that you weren't at fault here, Ned, and that you needn't be interrogated. That being said, however, choosing to bring this to the police doesn't guarantee you'll get your money back. Especially considering none of the other victims have filed for damages. Exactly, but keep in mind this option does mean they'll be punished to the full extent of the law. I see. Though if you are not totally sold on taking them to the police, you do have another choice. Take them to the Trion Mall security detail. Security detail? Now that you mention it, I do remember Valis having some security guards on their payroll. Wait, does that mean their security firm is affiliated with the Marduk company? That's right, let's just say I've been doing a little research on them lately. You see, Marduk regularly collects new data on criminals so that they can use it to improve their systems. So instead of turning them over to the police, the security team will probably just make use of them back at headquarters. Make use of us? What does that mean? I've heard rumors, but I didn't think Marduk would go that far. If we do go down that route, their security firm will probably compensate us for their negligence. But if you do give them over to Marduk, they'll be back on the streets once they're done with them. There's a high risk that they'll reoffend. I don't think I can personally recommend that option. Hey, we shouldn't be trying to influence his decision. So those are my options. Guess I have a few things to think over. To be honest, I'd be satisfied with either option. I'm struggling with which one to pick. Mind telling me what you think? You're asking me. Well, I think each approach has their pros and cons. Who should we turn him over to? I'm voting Marduk. If it were me, I think I'd rather hand them over to Marduk. Although it would be me putting profit over justice. I see. I made up my mind then. I don't feel great about it, but I'll go with your opinion. Even if the 5,000 euro was pocket change next to the real thing, it was still a lot of money for me. I'd be in much better shape if I could get it back. Yes, let's let the greed flow through you. So I guess it's decided then. Marduk, huh? I'm not too familiar with them. Anything's better than the cops, though. Thanks for going easy on us, kiddo. Gah. You might change your tune once you see what they have in store for you. Yeah, Marduk's got all sorts of experimental tech. They might even use some of it to probe your brains. I'm sure whatever data they get out of you will be useful for a good long time. You're joking. We would have been better off with the cops. Now, don't go getting yourself all bent out of shape over it. She's all talk. I don't think Marduk would go that far. With the criminals in tow, the three headed to the Valis investment bank at the Trion Mall. Using the video footage Elaine had taken on her Zypha, they explained the counterfeit tPhone situation. A security guard with the Marduk company listened to the entire account. Very well, I understand the situation. While we are primarily with bank security, we cannot let crimes committed in the mall go unpunished. And you are correct about the Marduk company currently gathering data on criminal activity. Please accept this 5,000 euro to compensate you for your losses. In fact, allow us to pay you an additional 2,000 euro for your cooperation. Wow, that much? Thank you. Now, if you don't mind, we'll handle them from here. I'll make sure they're processed accordingly. What do you mean, processed? What's gonna happen to us? Hey, treat your elders with respect, young man. Touch me and you'll get what's coming to ya. The group watched on as Magisa and her accomplices were hauled off. Having left the trio in Marduk's capable hands, the case finally came to a close. Phew, I'm glad that's over. Thank you all so much. I never would have thought to turn them into Marduk's security team. I'm just glad it all went exactly like Nadia thought it would. Even I was impressed at your ability to link up something so unconventional. Oh, I wasn't expecting to get a compliment from the Blade Lady. Just be careful not to get swindled next time. You kind of come across as an easy mark. Right, I guess I'll try to be more careful. After seeing that off, Swin, Nadia, and Elaine decided to get back to investigating the Orbital Network interference.
Request completed.
Mira deposit confirmed.
Chaos ranked up. Okay, Windswept Canyon, huh? How do we have to make a choice?
Adventure awaits! Let's go!
This place looks way more ominous. I can actually swap out people in reserve, too. But I don't think the people in reserve get EXP like Supporter does. Okay, there's a neat little trick you can actually do with Elaine and Shizuna. First, do their standard free hit combo. Hold the attack button at the end so they can do a fourth attack. It's not really that practical because all enemies on the field have super armor, but it's still nice to pull off every now and then if you think you can do it. It was such a pain in the ass, but I managed to get 4.1 tactical bonus. Ugh. I don't think I'm ever going to get 5, but seriously, even 4 is just insanely hard. For one thing, you have to have 2 characters severely injured to get the Vengeance one, which is one of the most important ones. And you have to make sure you aggro enough people to get Hyper Chain. And you also make sure you use EX Chain, Cross Striker, and all that. Ugh. I forgot to use a quick spell. That probably would have bumped me up a little bit more, but it wouldn't be enough to get a 5 anyways, but still. Getting the 5 would be a complete fucking nightmare, man. Ugh. And the thing is, sometimes you fail to aggro the right people into the enemy party too, so that won't. It can be very tricky. Ugh. Seriously. Yeah, triple stun would also be a really nice one to have too, but man, I can't imagine getting 5. There's no way anyone can get that naturally. But yeah, I'll take what I can get. Holy shit. This fucking feature, man. Anyways, that gets me Carbuncle. And that's all I really need to get. The times the 5.0 bonus, it gets you Grendel skill stones, but I think I can farm those infinitely. And if I can't, Grendel's already strong enough that I don't think I really need every single skill stone anyways. Alright, this next one is Death Blow apparently, but I gotta do it. Too many of them.
So annoying. Let's kill it and move on. Use a shark boost to get the upper hand.
Okay.
We should go on the attack.
Bear the Nightmare.
Here we go, Mare.
We'll take that. Use a shark boost to get the upper hand. Round them all up. This in the bag.
Oh my goodness. There's too many.
Make it count.
Round them all up.
50, huh? Use Oblivion Halter.
Time to pump it up!
And hit enough of them with this.
I'll let you hand.
Got you! You're screwed now!
Boost inhibitor unlocked.
Love Place Code.
Lapis code. Activate. Nadia.
Seriously, there's no way I'm going to kill them all easily.
Make it count.
Certain arts seem to work better.
That's an instant death move. It has a 10% chance of proccing because this game decided to be evil.
You can't best me.
We've got this in the bag. One skill coming right up.
You're finished. Taking point.
Full boost. Hit them where it hurts. One skill coming right up.
Wings. Guide me. Knights of Asteria!
Boost gauge enhanced.
Oh, I got some of them.
Stop right there.
Oh, that's such an annoying move, man.
I'm mad.
We should go on the attack.
Initiating drive. Take him out.
This is such an awkward positioning.
Hold back, Dan.
Keep your guard up.
You can do this.
I lend a hand.
Here comes this! Here goes! Take this!
There.
All right, one left.
Yeah.
Nadia.
We'll win. This ends now.
Make it count.
One skill coming
I'll be
right
quick.
up.
There.
Our time to shine.
Okay, Ice Hammer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Stop right there!
Please don't kill Grendel. Huh.
That's far enough!
Good.
Initializing drive.
Activating drive.
Nadia!
Okay, that works out. Pokel leveled up. Huh. Windswept Canyon clear.
Yay! So, where's my bonus check?
Oh, good. Oh, hey, I actually got the scent course for defeating all monsters on floor 3. That's really good because that lets me sort of make a tank without having to rely on Van. Thanks for tuning in to this Let's Play of Trails for Daybreak 2. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, and or hit the bell icon.